TSM.
And what about against All Authority? I mean, we've seen Yellow Star taking Sion.
So sOAZ is going to be on Vayne. Interesting. I actually predicted that one wrong. MoMa is going to be the one on Malzahar, but Yellow Star, yeah, he's normally the AD player. So interesting. I guess sOAZ is the person who actually has practiced Vayne. And so Yellow Star says, well, I know how to play Sion. It's cool. They sort of said to themselves, okay, you know, who's going to be on Vayne? We're going to grab this one because I know TSM wants her. And so it's like, oh, I got this, no problem. And they're actually, interestingly enough, they're actually leaving Needly out as well. And so I was down for Needly. And so I'm surprised, you know, we've had these hate bans against Needly specifically. And they're like, you know what? It's not part of our lineup. We're going to be okay.
Yeah, we've seen Needly banned in really a high percentage of games throughout this tournament. We are going to get things started here. So, Freak, your predictions for this game?
I think TSM's got this game. I really like their lineup. I think they're very strong. Linak's going to be a pain to deal with. It's a bunch of melee characters against Absolute Zero, which is difficult. The number of stuns, Cho, Alistair, Twist of Fate, and Warwick, it's enough to block that out. Otherwise, there's no... there's also the channel from MoMa, but even though the Diagro is strong from AAA, both with Nunu and with Janna, I mean, I think they have to win this, and I think they have a good chance of doing it regardless. So I'm liking TSM for this one.
Be interesting to see Sion. Actually, we've not seen him in this tournament at all. And I saw a few threads on the forum about that one anyway. So let's have a round of applause. It is a deciding game to see who will go through to face Fnatic in the final. And of course, it's against All Authority against Team SoloMid.
Everybody, welcome back. We are following Sion out of the base. AAA in the bottom left, the green health bars, the blue minions. MoMa has joined the team with boots of speed and potions. He's ready to cast his Voidling Reginald. And, you know, TSM constantly plays very aggressively in their early jungles. We saw them do a fair amount of good pain, almost getting first blood against Epic in that in that second game, I believe it was. I actually have now forgotten between all the games. I think it was game 2, and look at that. Wow, they've already jumped in there, and Janna might just face check that brush. Will the Rupture land? Xpecial can flash that wall and land a Pulverize, so whoever decides to check that brush will get stunned good 2-3 times in a row. You know, Reginald can lock one in as well in about the 3-second span they have. And Reginald, I think, trying to bait them right now. Looks like Xpecial going to jump over towards that cliff. Chaox can also throw out a nice Rupture and do some work there. Reginald really trying to bait them. There's only 2 major crowd controls that can hit him, Linak Snowball and Yellow Star Stun. Even though he might have gotten shield first, probably not, but we check. And he's actually not learned to point anything, so for what that's worth, hasn't really aimed at anything just yet. TSM could take these Wraiths here. I'm surprised they're not going for anything. They have pinged back onto it. Looks like they will go back in. That seems like the smart idea. It should be free for them. The Clairvoyance goes down. Yes, they're going to go ahead and lock in that the red card, and Xpecial will stun, and there we go. These minions are going to drop down rather quickly. Xpecial getting a lot of nice area effect damage out there with it himself, a nice amount of gold ahead, and it's really smart that they actually left one of the Wraiths there, because that means Nunu will not be able to do a lot there. MoMa going to go ahead and pull those minions back. Yellowstar going to help with the shield, but yeah, there's only going to be one Wraith, which is actually going to hurt Nunu's jungle pattern a little bit.
And as they separate off the lanes, we're going to be seeing Teemo and Alistair going down bottom, obviously against Vayne and Janna. As we said before, up in the top lane is Sion against Cho'Gath.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting lane of champions who can pretty much just champions that gain a lot of health over time. And they're pinging. They know that Nunu is coming for that buff. Looks like, yeah, Cho'Gath pulls back. And I think that Linak was told that Cho pulled back, so that game's not going to mean much. You see Chaox checking that brush, walking back into the lane, and yep, Nunu is going to head back down, realizing that he can't do too much out of this. Went Boots, health potion, and a ward. Put that ward down in the river to keep himself safe from potential ganks and also to watch Sion. And yeah, he's not going to be able to do the anti-jungle. That's pretty smart from TSM, knowing that timing. The one, a very powerful
Authority are going to have a decent stack pushing up there. Up on the top lane, you can see that Yellow Star just annoying Chaox a little bit as well.
Yeah, Chaox getting pushed back to his turret. Thankfully, he has gotten a point in Vorpal Strike, so he's going to be able to last hit pretty strongly. He's now going to spam these down with Rupture. Going to pick up a decent number of them. One more hit on the turret, he's going to take that one. So Look at the minions, 14 versus 15 on Sign. That's not too bad. Warwick running around his jungle doing well. He is level 3. Nunu actually waiting in the wings to find Reginald. The only level 2, though, thanks to the early play by TSM, keeping Linak from getting the full EXP from that Wraith camp. And it really did. That was the factor that kept Linak from getting level 3. So Warwick very much out jungling him now. Gonna go for the level 4 pickup. Yep, has picked up the Wraith. Very much in the advantage now as far as experience is concerned. Linak not able to get really any progress done from his ganks. All the lanes are pushed back towards TSM's turret. So TSM pretty happy about this, how this game is shaping up so far. And now that Yellowstar is out of mana, Chaox gonna be able to regen a lot of health now off of these minions. Yellowstar not able to harass him anymore. That Doran's ring gonna give him some mana regen, so that'll change pretty soon. But yeah, KX back to almost full health thanks to last hitting talents. And let's see, action in the jungle. Yes, Linak fighting against Warwick a little bit. Abba not even using a health potion to clear that. Linak still only level 2 and has just not jumped into the bottom half of that jungle.
Yeah, not having the greatest of times is Linak at this point of it. We'll actually see a Clairvoyance put down. Linak is still hanging around, and he may just try something here onto Chaox as they start to push in, and Chaox, of course, so close to that tower. There's nothing that Against All Authority will be able to do to him in that one. Down on the bottom, pretty similar situation as to what we saw earlier on, which is TSM being completely zoned out of that experience. Just playing things a little bit more defensive at the start of this one. Don't want to get caught out. And we actually see a bit of a push here, possibly. Yeah, sOAZ is actually going to dive himself in. TheRainMan does back off a little bit, but TheRainMan is still taking a lot of damage. And actually the tumble came out, and TheRainMan down to around about 160 health after that little encounter.
Yeah, and that was definitely really close. Yellowstar, sorry, actually it's not Yellowstar, it's sOAZ. I keep expecting it to be the ranged AD down there. sOAZ definitely outlaning the TheRainMan. You see Alistar with 4 CS, John with 0. It's gonna be a little bit of that, but you see Teemo only with 18 minions, but wow, that Vayne with 35 is already upgraded to boots too as well. So full double the gold, or at least double the minions. That's going to be really, really powerful there. But, KX holding his own up top. Twisted Fate versus Malzahar. Malzahar has 39. Twisted Fate with 37. So that's pretty equal. Reginald still with 3 health potions. MoMa with 3 as well. So the players not harassing each other too much, relying on their base health regenerations, and just last hitting as well as they can. We look at Chaox, the story up top, 42 versus 44. So a slight advantage there for TSM, but it's the only advantage they really have outside of the jungle. But that is a pretty strong story for them. OddOne first level 5. We still do find Nunu at the bottom. Going to get a slow onto Xpecial. Xpecial could get shoved against the wall. Looks like that will not be the case, though. sOAZ getting pushed back, and the nice blind from the TheRainMan, and that should actually help their lane story, where sOAZ can push the players around. But TheRainMan, with a complete blind, all of sOAZ's, well, almost all of sOAZ's damage output is really going to come from those auto attacks. Whether it's through Silver Bolts or not, or Tumble, you still have to auto attack to make that happen. So the Teemo is a good counterpick for this one, and with her going Berserker's Greaves, not Mercury Treads, those blinds will last longer. And look at that, every time she tumbles, he puts in that blind. That's going to do a lot of work. I wouldn't be surprised if he were actually maxing that one just for that reason, but he is not. He's got 2 points into the poison damage over time, and that's how that lane's going to play out for now.
Yep, and we saw, as I turned my Fog of War off by accident, Yellowstar has been back home. Does have boots, amp tone as well. Doran's ring obviously was right from the start. Sapphire Crystal collected as well. So nicely done so far by Yellowstar. He does have a slight advantage over Chaox, but he is going back now. So we'll see Chaox pick that one up again. And this could be interesting. We're actually getting the teleport down at the bottom here. It's MoMa that will be jumping in. Ulti out onto the TheRainMan. Surely they'll be able to finish him off. Pushed back by Vayne, and TheRainMan goes down. First blood for Against All Authority. Nicely done by the French side, and they will take the first kill. And they've already got a pink ward down by Dragon, and this is a very early Dragon.
Yeah, it's a great play by them. They're going to pick this one up. It's funny because while they get this, I'm going to show you over in a second that TSM actually grabbed a fast pink ward to try to stop that very gank, and they put it in their own brush, but the teleport came in on this brush. So TSM tried, they learned their lesson, but it wasn't quite enough because, they're pushed back to their own base. They said, well, look, the teleport's not going to come in our brush. It's not a big deal if they come down there. We shouldn't be in range. But they ended up getting pushed out, and that's when the teleport came in, and it worked so very, very well. And that's just wonderful play. Who needs Twisted Fate when you've got summoner spells? That teleport gank working so very powerfully. Yellowstar last hitting these purple caster minions. KX saying, you know what, that's fine. I can't do too much damage to you. You can just kill those. I don't really care about them too much. They're replaceable. And Yellowstar going to get up a little bit more bonus health, last hitting those with Enrage.
Twisted Fate just coming back in lane. Sheen picked up Doran's Ring Familiar and Boots now, as well as the usual health box, just to keep Reginald in that lane as long as possible. If we look at the minion kills down on this bottom lane, 31 for Teemo and 59 for Vayne. So really great job so far from sOAZ, and constant harassment onto TheRainMan. Just trying to keep him his creep score as low as possible, and so far it's worked out perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely. This bottom lane is going so very well for AAA, not even just with that first blood gank, but the laning in general is working very well for them. But here comes the gank on top. AAA Linak coming in onto Chaox. Chaox is out of mana. He jumps into the brush, going to delay a little bit of time there. Linak is going to come in with an Ice Blast, do a little bit of damage there, but it's not going to mean too much as MoMa continues to kill these minions off with Malefic Visions and his Voidling. We give him a nice bit of mana, though he doesn't really need it, but the gold income as well is strong. Twisted Fate now fighting against Yellowstar, and yeah, Sion's going to win that lane. He can definitely withstand almost all the harass that Reginald's going to throw in there. Looks like he might miss a few of these last hits thanks to the turret. No, he's actually timing these very well and picking all of them up for himself. Well played by Yellowstar, just watching for what that turret's going to do. Level 6 is here for both of these bottom lanes, though. Everyone's going to have their ultimates, except for Janna, actually. TheOddOne coming through with a ward. Of course, he does have that ultimate, so if they can get a pick onto sOAZ or Kujaa, Kujaa is not level 6, so it's only going to be her Q that can break that ultimate, and they can maybe do something about this.
Yeah, and they don't know that TheOddOne is there. He's spent a fair bit of time in that top bush, and it's just waiting until they clear out that minion line so he can sneak over into the other one without being spotted. And the ward that was in that brush is now gone, so he's a free reign for the TheOddOne. Against All Authority playing this one fairly standard, as you could expect at this point of the game. Playing defensive, sticking to that turret. And we actually see the flash in from Xpecial, and he's on the turret himself, which is obviously going to give him a lot of damage. Twisted Fate is going to come down as well. Kujaa is going to struggle in this situation, but sOAZ is focusing in now onto Reginald. Kujaa did go down within all that. Xpecial is super low as well, and we're seeing Linak try his best to get this one. And actually, we're going to see TheRainMan go very low from that tower damage. In comes Sion. The kill comes out. Xpecial is very low as well, and Yellowstar is starting to move his way over there. Let's see what he can pull off. And Xpecial did manage to get around. Stun, of course, coming out as well. The blast comes in from Linak, but Xpecial will get himself out of that fight without dying.
Yeah, and the TheOddOne with the red buff is going to be able to slow Linak down a little bit, but he is new bot, and he's going to be okay. The end result there is 2 for 2. They did get the kill onto Vayne and Kujaa. The TheOddOne did live. He was carrying an Oracles. That is very important, but both ranged ADs did die. The kills, though, both went to Teemo, and that is good. You want Teemo to get that gold. Nunu got both of them. That's Linak, so he'll get nice and tanky, and that's good. You know, Linak will get nice and durable there. He's going to get, you know, the 600-some gold from all those kills, but ultimately Teemo getting 600 gold from the kills, much more important. So while that did trade equally, I think it's an advantage there for TSM.
We see the third Doran's blade just being picked up by TheRainMan. And over on the other side, Sion is actually looking very, very strong. Needlessly large rod already collected. Obviously, we saw him with the amplifying tone earlier on as well. The last time he went back. Down in bottom, we could see a bit more action here. sOAZ tumbling into a fairly aggressive position there as well. And Xpecial decided to get himself away. Obviously, the mushroom, or a satellite dish as it actually is with this skin, into that top bush. So, nice bit of play from TSM. We'll see, though, how this one holds up. They are still 1 kill behind, and round about 1,200 gold as well.
Yeah, the thing that we realize about the global gold here is that, you know, basically, right now AAA is winning by about 1,000. They did get 1 more kill. That was a first blood kill. So that's worth about 600 gold if you include the assist right there. And they have 1 dragon to none. But if you count all the minion kills together, it's about 300 to 400. Multiply that by 2, and that's how much gold Twisted Fate's ultimate is giving his team. So he's keeping the gold closer than it would have been thanks to that passive. I think I said ultimate there on accident. And this could be dangerous. TheOddOne's going to clear out a ward. He puts down one of his own. Linak really wants to take over that golem. He has his own oracles. He's been clairvoyanced, and the TheOddOne knows what he's going for. So they're going to keep staying here. They're going to bait that out. Janna is near Nunu, and actually, I think they know when the dragon respawn is, because he's staying really, really close to that. He's starting to plan a gank down here at bottom, and it looks like Warwick's going to be safe to pick this one up for himself. So he's going to get the golem buff. No big problems there. Linak not able to push into that. He's going to stand on a mushroom, but you know, it's Nunu. He can heal himself, say yummy afterwards. Not going to be too big of a problem.
Up at top, we've got now Reginald against MoMa, which is what we saw right at the start of the game until MoMa went up there to take on Cho'Gath. They've now switched it all back up with TSM, and we see another pink ward being dropped by Chaox just into the bush there in the bottom river area. Down at bottom, Warwick is hanging around, TheOddOne just behind the turret. As we see a ping coming off onto Reginald. Yellowstar really wants to go in for this one. MoMa just trying to bait him out that little bit, and I think they're going to go for a dive on this one. Here we go. Yellowstar will get the stun in. Can they get in on time? Yeah, there we see the suppression coming out, and Reginald is dead. It's MoMa that picks up the kill. Nicely done from Against All Authority. That gives them back that 2-kill lead, and TSM are going to use this opportunity to get themselves a dragon. They need to be careful, though. Linak is hanging around. Janna will come up from the other side. sOAZ is already there, and sOAZ will, of course, be the focus of this attack. sOAZ does go down very, very quickly, and Kujaa will be the next one to follow if he's not careful. There's the flash out. We'll get back to the safety of his turret. Dragon, of course, wasn't taken down, so TSM will try for a second time to get that one. And the 3 mushrooms from Teemo will give them a bit of protection as well.
And they have 2 organs, which is so incredibly powerful. They do get that dragon kill. Good job by them. They've brought this game back to a looks like an 800 gold game, which is not much at all. Sadly for AAA, they had, I don't think they had any wards in inventory. Actually, well, Jonah has 2, but she might have bought that after coming back. MoMa's teleport was up. I was checking for that. And so, you know, the right play when you get ganked by 2 people up top is to take dragon, because you have the advantage there of an automatic 4v3. That said, when you have a champion with summon or teleport, you can turn that back into a 4v4 if you find a ward to teleport onto. Additionally, though, that could have been bad, as Reginald Ultimate was maybe up and turning that back into a 5v4, so the numbers game could have been all kinds of crazy, but I thought that if they had a ward that AAA could have stopped that, but the great jump in from TSM managed to pick up that kill onto Vayne, keeping her from farming for a couple more seconds, and getting some nice gold picked up on the Cho'Gath, which is, you know, a guy that actually I think has more offensive potential than Nunu, and he's going to be a better place to get those kills on.
Middle could be under siege here in a second. Linak headed more possibly into the jungle. Yeah, he's actually just going to ward up by the ramp into that jungle over on the TSM side. We'll see Cho'Gath portaling home. Down on the bottom, fairly even stuff once again. If we look at the minion kills, which a little bit earlier on Teemo was struggling behind, it's now 108 for Vayne and 90 for Teemo. So still a little bit behind, but it's not quite as bad as it possibly could have been at that earlier stage of the game. Yeah, and with those 17 minion kills on Alistar versus 5 on Janna, they basically tied that one up. As far as, you know, the bottom lane net farm goes. And the thing I really like about TSM's lineup is that every one of their champions actually farms well with gold. Even the support there on Alistar, I mean, as you saw, the damage output though on KX is massive. Even with 119 magic resist, the total burst damage that Sion and Malzahar can put out is massive. And there comes Reginald going to jump down onto the bottom lane, and they have found Kujaa, and Kujaa not going to be happy about that one. Put the shield on herself, but that should be a kill. They do pick that one up, but now Chaox going to get jumped on potentially in a 1v3. The knob comes up, and yes, they pick up MoMa. The TheOddOne coming in on that one. Yellowstar now getting slowed down by the Lizard buff. Chaox should have a Rupture available soon. That will land, but he will flash it instead. Great play there. They managed to kill Kujaa, which means an Oracles is gone. 3v0 at the bottom turret. Wonderful play by TSM, bringing the advantage back to 400 gold down, which is pretty good. They've gotten a 5v4 now on the total champion kills, and now with that turret kill, are winning for the first time in this game by the only metric that's really not tied, and that's kills and gold. Great stuff from TSM to turn this one around, and Chaox obviously doing a great job there to turn that little attack around. And one thing I find very interesting that Yellowstar has done, and I've seen this actually a couple times from, I think it might have been AAA specifically, but EU teams playing Sion, is the Boots Mobility Sion. Normally on North America, you see them go Sorcerer Shoes. You go standard AP Burst Carry, where you go Fast Rabbidan's Death Cap, Void Staff usually right after, Sorcerer Shoes and all that. But the European style is like, no, you get a Fast Sheen, and you get Boots Mobility. You're more of a ganker. You do burst damage with that Sheen, adding you about 100 damage.
on your combo. You get boost mobility to get different different lanes and get the damage on the combo. Yellowstar is going to go and face tank that turret. Will not take a rupture most likely, but his damage output quite high. Stuns Chaox, shields out these minions, getting himself a lot of health. 1991 right there, rank 1 of Enrage, giving him 1 health per minion kill permanently. And at 179, that's a decent amount of health, actually. Chaox, of course, his ultimate with Feast, every time he kills something with that, gains some health until he dies. So he's up to 2,600 with almost no health items.
And the bottom area of the map is a really dangerous one right now. Look at the mushroom coverage from the lovely Teemo. It looks like Yellowstar might actually try to take this bottom area. In fact, he's going to come in. TheRainMan was stealthed up in the bush there. Ironically, Yellowstar's shield timed out just as he was right next to TheRainMan as well.
Yeah, and I was
doesn't get much luckier than that.
Yeah, I was curious why he wasn't recalling. He's like, "You're gonna die, recall." No, Sion's right there. What do you? Oh, right, he's invisible. I completely forgot about that.
Really?
Seriously, that's even part of the song. You won't see me step into the brush. I'm invisible. And forgot that that was like a core tenet of how Teemo can play. So he completely played that one correctly. That shows that he plays Teemo more than I do. I just pressed B and prayed, and well, it worked out for him. So good job there on the TheRainMan. And I'm sure the forums are alight with how I'm talking about how great TSM is playing right now. I do at the very least want them to win this one game. I do want to see a game 2, but they are playing a very strong game. I like their lineup more, and they're doing a couple of cool things. But AAA, though, doing the right thing with coordination. They've got 5 in mid, doing a wonderful job here. John taking some damage, but they're in good shape for this fight.
Yeah, and we see them back away. Linak was taking a bit too much damage. Yellowstar maybe going to get in there. We see this fight kick off. That is the question. sOAZ trying to do some damage onto Chaox, which is not going to be too much, and Alistair can heal that up instantly. And it looks like Against All Authority will decide not to fight this one out, as Yellowstar almost getting caught by those cards thrown out by Reginald.
Yeah, and the blue
TSM,
go ahead.
Are they going to steal? No. Blue buff wasn't up anyway.
Yeah, a blue buff card master is one of the more difficult poke champions to deal with. Now, it's no Nidalee who can heal as well as poke, but Twisted Fate, that goes down to a 3-second cooldown with max CDR, and he's got a nice 143 ability power, so he can basically throw those out. He can almost full clear a minion wave with that. The red card plus wild cards should get the melee. The wild cards, oh, he's got to be careful. Sion is coming on to Reginald, and with those boots of mobility, he moves quite quickly. Reginald did not quite get to flash just then. The minions did proc onto that shield and keep him out. But, you know, oh well, you know, smart by Reginald at least to stay alive. You can see he drops those melee minions down. Wild cards come out. He's going to last hit the rest of those. And now, you know, 200 gold apart in this game, not bad at all.
Yes,
or as Rivington would say, that doesn't suck.
It indeed doesn't suck. That's a good one.
Yes. So
Dragon these up.
Yeah, and both teams know.
TSM already out there at the front entrance. There is a ward in that bush, so they do have vision. Linak trying to possibly bait them a little bit further out. Against All Authority, look like they want to go for this one. Linak clears out the mushrooms with himself. Using himself as a meat shield to get rid of those mushrooms. Yellowstar just trying to get them in. Looks like TSM will go for this one. Linak a little bit slow to move away, but won't be picked on. And I think they may possibly go in for this. Yes. No, they're not going to. Twisted Fate is going to come in. No, Twisted Fate
he casts the ult
in the top, yeah. And Dragon is going to go to Against All Authority.
Dragon does go to AAA, but Reginald should be in good enough position to take this turret down. He will lock in a red card, throw that damage output, that Sheen helping him a lot. I think he used the ultimate a little bit too early because he might want it to escape. But I guess he'll get this turret for free. Blue card comes in. Yeah, he will drop that turret down. Now, can TSM hold this turret in a 4v5? If they can hold the turret, it's a good trade for them, but TheOddOne taking a lot of damage up front. Yellowstar in the front now with that shield on. Nope, that's a bad trade for TSM. They've lost a second turret, and that is not happy right here. So, wow, yeah, AAA going to keep pushing in. They're going to get a little bit of free damage on that turret before Reginald can come back. The ping is off on Lizard buff, and AAA is off to the races. They've been clairvoyant, but they are going for Lizard, and they will get this one quite easily. TSM not quite able to stop them unless they can go really, really fast, but I think this is going to go to sOAZ pretty much for free. Tumble, yep, there's the damage up, but we'll pick that one up. Rupture not coming out in time. They do know where they're going. They could chase this one, but Yeah, that went great for AAA. That overall play was wonderful for them. They didn't panic about Reginald pushing top with Twisted Fate. They just went over towards mid, took that 5v4, took that first turret down. Now they have position for another turret grab, though. TSM will probably pick this one up quite nicely. Cho is kind of locked off right here. This could be a lot of damage, but will Flash has to burn that, so a little bit out of position there. But they've equalized those turret counts. Now what will they do? Because Yellowstar is actually out of mana pretty much. That's going to be kind of a big deal, especially taking a lot, but will pop the ultimate. You should be safe for now. MoMa going to jump on, but not getting a lot from that absolute zero either. And where's the team fight? Looks like the TheOddOne is the one taking damage. sOAZ getting away pretty safely. TheOddOne almost dead, but won't quite die. A giant pulver is going to keep him up, and they will make it out there. The TheRainman still coming around the back. Linak taking some damage. sOAZ, he could die to ignite. No, the shield comes up and saves him just in time. Reginald will he pick one up with this? Everyone is low. Everyone is low, but they can't quite hit one. Looks like no, Reginald shows up, and Linak will go down, but Reginald will follow immediately afterwards. sOAZ and Nunu went down, so Nunu and Vayne dropped. For one, that was beautiful. Well played by Reginald, baited the team in, and then TheRainMan picked one up as he jumped in. So that was great by TSM. That fight was super close, but TSM, those last 2 minutes were perfect by them, and they managed to bring the score back. 300 gold down only. Turret kills are 3-3, champion kills 7-5, but they're down 1 dragon, and that's why the gold is not in their favor right now.
MoMa is actually in the jungle, and yeah, as he hits that mushroom, he decides, probably not best if I stick around here too long, but he will hang around long enough to take that golem buff. He's got his dot on it as well. There's another mushroom hit for MoMa, and that's one thing that Teemo is really going to annoy against all authority with, as they start spreading these mushrooms left, right, and center.
Yeah, and actually all the deaths are on TheRainMan and Reginald right now. The only champions they have killed are Teemo and Twisted Fate. They are, the only ranged champions in the team, so it's actually really good focus by AAA to kill the more squishy ranged guys. They have not wasted their damage to any of the melee ones. Chaox, Xpecial, and TheOddOne have all kept themselves alive in these fights, though they've got very low. They are the ones who have survived so far. TheOddOne having a Spirit Visage now. Heart of Gold in there as well. Let's look at the tanky counts. 2100 on that Warwick, 20, exactly 2k pretty much on Alistair, 2600 on Show. Look at the melees over here. We've got 22 on Sion, 22 on Nunu. So without counting resistances, TSM's a bit more tanky for sure. And we'll see if they can make this happen as this game moves on.
Ward's cleared out. Linak does have the Oracle's elixir, and it looks like they may go straight in for this top turret. And as you can see on the minimap, TSM wouldn't be ready for that one. Yeah, Yellowstar is going to go in there. When he pops his shield, that entire minion wave will go down. And now TSM are starting to work their way over to defend this top turret. But against all authority, are they going to go in for this one? Not 100% sure that they will. They left it a little bit long. And Linak just trying to bait him out here with the recall. And didn't quite work out as expected. Chaox did go down to around about 2/3 of his health. And I think against all authority, you're going to go for this one.
You have a good chance of this one for sure. Looks like Twisted Fate will keep pushing bottom lane. Can TSM keep going alive? They need to keep AoE spamming these minions down, otherwise that turret's going down below half health. They have not really initiated this fight just yet. TF doing a ton of damage. They're getting that one down below a third as well. It looks like actually TSM will hold the push back, and TF's going to get the kill on that turret. But here comes a giant initiate from AAA. They will pick that one up. There are some Teemo mushrooms in the way, so it should help deter that push right now. But the Oracles helps them a lot. They've killed these Teemo mushrooms for nothing. TF has not ulted and has not recalled, so I don't know if they're going to keep pushing like this. I don't know if TSM can hold the turret. I mean, these 4v5s have been very difficult for them. The poke is amazing from AAA, and if they initiate a fight before, they could win the game outright. Reginald still pushing around. Linak in the base this time. Again, the silence on KX, and there's the ult from TF. Xpecial in the front. They have caught Yellowstar a little bit. The Janna going to push all of TSM back, and KX going to go down for free, and AAA still 5 strong, pushing into the base. TheOddOne not in good shape here. Takes a stun to the base. Reginald takes a silence, and now Vayne is chasing in. Reginald is below half health. All of AAA is about to half health. They have no real healing abilities left on that team. The spam from Twisted Fate is good, but they're going to lose an inhibitor for this, almost definitely. So AAA coming out on top here. 2,000 gold ahead, which is not a ton, but their team fights have been exceptionally strong. The damage output is super high, and they want to keep that train rolling.
Yeah, doing really great at this point. We are going to see them all blue pill back home. Shopping is the subject of this one, and Bloodthirster is on sOAZ now. Obviously the triple Doran's Blade plus those Berserker Greaves from earlier. And a couple of pings going off. Did they clairvoyance or was there a ward there? Not 100% sure, but they definitely know that TSM are around. And we are seeing the lizard buff going to be picked up here any second by Teemo.
They finally get their own buffs this time. You know, the golem was stolen by MoMa. The lizard was stolen on the way out of that middle push, and so with the 2-buff advantage, it really did help them in the team fights a lot. While the gold was similar and the champion levels were similar, when you've got an extra golem and lizard buff over your opponents, that's pretty big, and that does help you win a lot of team fights there. If they had, you know, infinite cooldowns and infinite mana regeneration on, say, Cho'Gath, he could have spammed AoEs on those minions a little bit harder, kept those turrets alive. But AAA putting on a great show so far. They've actually come in to fight on the dragon now, and Vayne throwing out lots and lots of damage. She is 0-3 and 5, but her damage output's still quite good. 169 minion kills, 234, 231 from other teammates, and yeah, overall the minion kills are much stronger, I think, on AAA, and they're actually ready to push bottom as well. Take a second turret here. They are up 6-4 on turrets, and yep, they're ready to go for this. TSM is not ready at all, actually. They were all on the left-hand side. I think they were afraid of Baron. AAA going to get a turret for free, absolutely. Now, can TSM hold this one off? Twisted Fate been throwing out cards so far. Yellowstar, though, still in good shape. There's a shield coming up. They've got to be afraid of this one. The Sounds comes out, kills some of these minions. They're going to keep chasing down. TheOddOne very, very far in front, taking a ton of damage right there. And there we go, the push onto sOAZ, and sOAZ almost definitely going to drop down. And here comes the rest of the push. Absolute Zero is on from Nunu. That's going to hurt, but it's okay so far. RainMan going to push onto Linak. He's taking a lot of damage. Down to the bottom, looks like Chaox will get that kill, but it's a 5v3. Yellowstar going to peel back immediately, though he's spotted by Warwick, and the rest of the team is going to chase down. MoMa going to throw down a silence. OddOne still nearby. They should be afraid of the burst damage combos. MoMa still has all of his cooldowns left available. Now TSM could go for a Baron. They do have 2 Madrids on their team, as they have the Ruggles Lantern from Warwick and the Madrid's Blood Razor on the TheRainMan, so they could definitely go for a kill on Baron. I think the turrets will keep their base alive just barely, especially since Twisted Fate has come back. His ult is down, but he can do enough damage. And oh, AAA, smart, going for the kill on the turrets instead. They said, you can have Baron. We're going to kill a second inhibitor, and maybe you can keep yourselves alive with the Baron Golden Experience, but can you keep your base alive? That's what really the game ends with. So TSM going to be hard pressed to do this one correctly. They are going to keep staying on to Baron. They will lose a turret for this, and AAA will almost definitely go for the inhibitor right afterwards. And wow, Vayne and Nunu are coming. They're going to keep trying to delay that recall, and if they can do enough damage, the blind is out from the TheRainMan. Here comes the Ice Blast. TheRainMan taking a ton of damage from sOAZ. sOAZ will pick up that kill, though he is low. The Baron down to about a quarter health. TheOddOne taking a lot of damage. Chaox not picking up the kill onto sOAZ. TheOddOne probably going to die to Linak. He's trying to gain health, but Linak will throw out an Ice Blast, and yeah, I guess he'll be okay. Alistair is back to help TSM Reginald, and they have kept their inhibitor alive. Warwick, can he do enough? Linak in there, has been silenced now. He's going to keep lifestealing OddOne, doing what he can. There is the teleport in from Twisted Fate. Will he jump onto sOAZ? No, he will not. I think that might have been a mistake not to pick that one up. Instead, he will teleport basically nowhere. And an unfortunate attempt at Baron. TSM not getting that one out. 8 turrets to 4 now the score, and 4,500 versus 45,000 versus 40,000 gold. AAA definitely winning this game now.
Yeah, they've put themselves really into that driving seat, and with the Baron not going down, that inner turret being lost as well for TSM, they are in a very, very difficult position. We'll see what happens now that Against All Authority do have all 5 guys back and active. We've seen the Banshee's Veil being picked up by Linak on Nunu. sOAZ just farming a little bit. Does have the Phantom Dance plus the Bloodthirster. As you mentioned, the AP already building up is pretty nice for MoMa. 497 he does have, plus the Elixir as well. So he's going to be very, very strong and very difficult for TSM to contain. The next time that we see the push from Against All Authority, the Golem buff is there as well, so Against All Authority should be able to take this one away. There was a Teemo Mushroom there that they popped, so TSM know where they are. But Against All Authority just clearing out this jungle completely. Yellowstar will finish them off, just getting that extra experience. Doesn't want to leave anything behind. Inhibitor will respawn, but they are going to push in for this lower inhibitor now. Obviously, that shield from Yellow Star will finish pretty much all those minions off, but we will actually see the fight coming in now, and Xpecial will be blown away by that ulti from Janna. Chaox is the focus of a lot of damage, and it's Linak who's in there. Now could be in trouble. He gets himself stunned. Xpecial still causing some problems. He is going to be focused down. Surely will be killed. Yes, he will be. And now we see Against All Authority pushing in for even more kills. Reginald is surely going to have to back away. Xpecial does go down here. Reginald will back away. That inhibitor will fall. And there's not much that TSM can do. Reginald just has to hope that he can somehow put up some kind of defense, because these Nexus turrets are being destroyed one by one, and Against All Authority are just going to run straight through their Nexus now completely open to attack, and surely this is good game. Against All Authority are going to go straight in. That Nexus is going to fall, and we will see an all-European grand final here for Season 1 with $100,000. And, well, Against All Authority versus Fnatic.
Yeah, it's going to be a repeat of the winner bracket finals. I guess that's a good precursor there. Again, a weighted best of 3. AAA must win 2-0. We saw them put on a great show in the second game against Fnatic. We're winning for some time. It's going to be up, I think, to the picks and bans. You know, we'd interviewed the players right before that last game, and you know, they said it was about Ashe, about the Ashe arrow, you know, picking up those kills. Actually, no, that was Triesmo here. He was talking about, you know, the Ashe was going to pick up those kills. So I think she'll be the focal champion more than Rumble, more than Twisted Fate. I think it's actually going to be on Ashe, and what can she do for those teams? And at midnight tonight, that is less than 4 hours away, we will have the grand finals Against All Authority versus Team SoloMid. But don't go anywhere. We've got a couple of little bits of the show still in store for you, including, since I've been in Sweden, unable to edit a patch preview video, I will actually give you the patch preview live. I interviewed Morella already, so I know what's going on and what the rationales are there. But in case you're wondering, you know, why that hasn't shown up this weekend so far, I'll be able to deliver that one to you here. So